We have been loving these small, ready-to-fly warbirds. They have flight stabilization, they're so easy to fly, and they look good doing it. We all know and love the little Eachine P51, and it's one of the best warbirds we've ever seen on our channel. Now, we have the XK branded T28 Trojan in bright yellow, which Abby, this is one of your favorites.
My favorite.
Yeah, it's awesome. You can hear it now. Flight stabilization is on, and it helps keep this thing super smooth and very stable. Today in this video, we're gonna fly this, a full battery, and let you know if it's worth your hard-earned money. Let's go. So what I like right off the bat about this little bright yellow T28 Trojan is the fact that it is bright yellow. It is very, very, very easy to see, and that is a good thing. That's a really good thing. This is the brightest little small airplane of these warbirds that we have now, and it's just really good. You can see it popping against the grass. You can also see it popping against this blue and white cloudy sky. That's a really nice thing. This airplane has more control surfaces than some larger airplanes we've seen from what you would think would be like a better company. This has 4 total channels. We have obviously throttle, aileron control, rudder, and elevator, which is really nice. Right now we're flying it in the flight stabilized mode, and it seems to be doing just as good, excuse me, as the Eachine branded warbirds. This is great. I'm really glad this exists right now. It's too bad the Eachine didn't think of making their Trojan in this color too, because they do have the German warbird, the BF109, in 2 different colors. So it would be nice to see Eachine do more of them in 2 colors, but hey, XK is competitively priced with Eachine. This thing looks good and it flies good, and I've got no complaints so far. When we put it in other flight modes, we'll see. These small birds tend to be a little bit squirrely when you get them in the advanced flight modes, but check this out. It's even flying in wind, hands-free. It's hard to show you guys a hands-free pass. You just gotta trust me. It flies good, hands-free. At least nose into the wind. We got a little bit of wind, so you gotta fight it just a little. But that's great. That's really good. I was worried. I was worried that XK might put something out that just can't keep up with these Eachine birds, but look at that. Nice low throttle. Easy, nose into the wind. We're just kiting this thing, Abby.
That's awesome.
It's fighting the wind, no problem. Now, I would say, if you guys have never flown an airplane before, wait till you have a nice calm day or no wind at all, and you'll have much better success. I don't want you to crash your plane. Something like this is very durable, very forgiving, and as long as you or your great aunt Joan owns a hot glue gun, you can fix your airplane for a matter of pennies and get it back in the air again. So that's a really good thing.
You know I have an Aunt Joan, right?
Maybe that's why I said that.
But not a great Aunt Joan. It's funny.
This thing is just flying really well. Let's hit some of these different buttons, these different flight modes. Maybe it's got a stunt button or 2. See what we can do with this little Trojan. There's a full throttle pass, just so you know. It's actually pretty quick. So there's flight mode 2, which was, whoo! I was expecting 3 flight modes, to be honest, guys. When we turn the flight stabilization off, it just lets us have total control. So 1 press of the button, we should be able to pull off a loop. We did it. A little bit rough in this wind, but actually this flies better with flight stabilization off than these Eachine birds do. I have it off right now. Can we do a roll? A roll is a must in a warbird. Oh, it did it. It was slow, but it did it. That was pretty impressive.
Wow.
And flight mode back on, the flight stabilization to help save me. Power through that. Use a little rudder to turn sharp. And let's see if we have a stunt button. The left side could be a stunt button. We put our nose in the wind. I think that controls, both buttons control the flight mode. Very interesting. So the Eachine Warbirds do have a stunt mode button, but this one doesn't seem to, and that's okay, that's okay. It flies significantly better out of...
Where'd you go?
You good?
Mm-hmm.
So this one, let's take it out of, wow, that wind is picking up. You guys can tell, I mean, that's a lot of wind we're powering through. But that's like, what are we looking at? Half throttle, I mean, that's, you know, flight stabilization, guys. It's saved the hobby, I think. It helps us all get into the hobby a lot easier now. Wow, I feel like I have better range on this one just because of the collar. Can we do a barrel roll? Very nice barrel roll. That was rudder with ailerons. And you'll hear this beep from the radio. That's just me going to flight mode 2, which will let me do stunts. And then boom, flight mode 1, which you saw up there, plus the wind just leveled me back out nice and level. Now this does come with landing gear too, but I actually like flying these little tiny Warbirds without the landing gear because I like to hand launch them, land them in the grass, and then also they just look better, I think, with the landing gear off. Like it has retracts, but it doesn't really have retracts. What a cool little bird. Very cool. This is going to be really good flight time too. Already I'm impressed. These little things are so efficient. The only thing you might not like about them is just their geared motors. So listen to it as it goes by. I'll shut up for just a second if we can. Now I could full throttle get it here, but I like kiting it in the wind. Listen to it. That was wind that pushed me. It was. It was. We'll get it close again here. I'm really just trying to keep it as close to the mic as possible so you guys can hear it too. But look at us go. I mean, we are like strafing the ground units like crazy, even though this is a trainer plane, right? Look at it. This is really impressive. I feel like I could almost do a touch and go with no landing gear on this thing, but that prop is a little bit big and it would definitely strike the ground and not let me keep going. I'm thoroughly impressed, you guys. I'm absolutely impressed. The flight time on this plane is going to be super long, which is really good. And it's so cold out here, we might just cut this flight a little bit short. So Abby, are you ready to land it in some grass over here? It's going to be off to our left. There's some grass that's much closer than that grass. Nose into the wind. We'll just kind of ease down on the throttle and try to help it come in nice and smooth. There we go. That was a good landing.
It was.
There you go. That is awesome. We have nice little rudder authority. I mean, believe it or not, that made a pretty good difference while we were flying. That prop looks oversized, but it's a nice efficient size on this airplane. I love the aileron controls here, and then nice little elevator. This is a bright, easy to see plane. Here's what I'm going to say. When you compare this to those Eachine Warbirds, all of them, it flies very comparatively. What I have to say about this one versus all of the others is the collar is definitely a pro on this. On a dark day or a bright day, whether you have a tree line as a backdrop where you're flying, or you live in the desert and you don't have anything breaking your line of sight and you don't have like a tree line you have to fly below, this is bright and easy to see. As far as this one goes, compared to all the little Eachine Warbirds, it is ridiculously easy to see. It is by far the easiest to see compared to all the others, and I'll say it flies very comparatively. It doesn't fly any better. I don't think it flies any worse. It's just bright and very easy to see, and for a lot of us, that's a good thing. So if you like those Eachine Warbirds, but maybe you've been afraid, hey, that's small, I don't know if I could see it, this one is definitely the one to try with because you can see it better than the rest. If you've been following us for a while, you've seen the other 4 Warbirds, and if you want, you can count that F-22 Raptor jet as the 5th. Now we kind of have 6. Let us know which one is your favorite in the comments below and why. And have you ever bought one of these? If not, what's holding you back? I can tell you right now, the price is great. It's super easy to fly. Now's the time to try one. I thank God for this beautiful day, and I thank our Patreon supporters for getting us out here, even in this cold, to come up here and fly and give you guys this free content. For whoever wants to enjoy it, it's there, and I thank our Patreon supporters for that. Guys, we'll have another cool little Warbird video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.